Welcome, beloved child of God. What once flickered is now being reignited. The fire didn't die, it just needed breath. God is awakening your altar, not for a moment of emotion, but for a lifestyle of fire. You've been faithful in the ashes. You've prayed when it felt dry. You've worshipped when it cost you everything. And heaven took notice. The fire must be kept burning on the altar continuously. It must not go out. Leviticus 6:13. This fire is not about hype. It's not shallow, surface-level zeal. It's the kind of fire that cleanses, refines, and consumes. The Lord is calling His people back, not to performance, but to presence, not to religion, but to holy surrender. Return to me, and I will return to you. Malachi 3:7. This is your divine reset. A fresh wind is blowing, a holy flame is rising, and your altar, once quiet, is now glowing with glory again. Don't mistake the delay for denial. God has been preparing the wood, arranging the sacrifice, and now the fire falls. I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God. 2 Timothy 1:6. This isn't a conference high or a worship set emotion. It's a consecrated return to the fire of God that never runs dry. The season of cold devotion is ending. The fire is falling. Again. And this time, you're ready to carry it. There's fire on your altar again, and it's not going out. Chapter 1. The flame was never gone. Beloved child of God, what you thought was failure was actually preservation. The flame didn't die. It was protected, hidden, guarded, waiting for God's moment. You've walked through seasons that drained you. You've prayed prayers that echoed back in silence. You've questioned if the fire was still there. But heaven says the flame was never gone, only buried beneath the ashes. A bruised reed He will not break, and a smoldering wick He will not snuff out. Isaiah 42:3. God doesn't walk away from smoke. He leans in, He breathes, He restores what looks irreparable. There were moments you almost gave up, moments you felt numb, tired, disconnected. But even then, He was tending the altar, and now the fire is rising again. Fan into flame the gift of God. 2 Timothy 1:6. This isn't about going back to how things were. This is about stepping into something deeper, purer, and unshakable. God is reigniting you, not just for passion, but for purpose. The fire is not a feeling. It's a force, a holy ignition of everything you were called to carry. Let Him burn away the distractions. Let Him refine the places that once settled for less. Let Him stir the hunger you forgot you had. Because the altar is active again. The same fire that called Elijah, purified Isaiah, and filled the upper room is now resting on you. This is holy fire, not for show, not for crowds, but for consecration. You were never forgotten. You were just being prepared. And now, the flame is alive again. Chapter 2. The altar is personal. Again, beloved child of God, before the fire falls publicly, it must burn privately. This altar is not about stages, platforms, or applause. It's about you and God, face to face, heart to heart. The altar is personal again, not because you've been forgotten, but because God is drawing you back to intimacy, not just activity. When you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. Jeremiah 29:13. The noise of ministry, the weight of expectations, the pace of performance, they've tried to smother your flame. But now, God is restoring the secret place. He's rebuilding the altar that no one else sees, the one in your soul. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Luke 5:16. You're not being isolated, you're being invited, not to perform, but to commune. The real fire doesn't fall where people gather for hype. It falls where hearts are surrendered, even in silence. This is not the season of running on empty. This is the season of returning to the source. God is reigniting the flame, not through crowds, but through consecration. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. This is your true worship. Romans 12:1. This altar is not built of wood or stone. It's built of yielded hearts, laid down pride, and whispered surrender. He doesn't just want your gift, he wants you. Let the fire burn away what fame built. Let the flame consume the fear of man. Let it purify what only intimacy can restore. Because when the altar becomes personal again, the fire becomes permanent. There's fire on your altar again, and this time it's between you and God alone. This is holy. Protect it. Live from it. Chapter 3. Fire purifies what you offer. Beloved, fire on the altar is never accidental. It's a divine refining. God's fire purifies what you offer, burning away anything unholy, unfinished, or false. The altar you stand before is holy ground. It's not a place for half-hearted worship or divided devotion. It demands your all, your genuine heart, your brokenness, your surrendered will. See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. Isaiah 48:10. This refining fire feels intense, sometimes uncomfortable. It exposes pride, selfish ambition, and compromise hidden beneath the surface. It burns away the distractions that dull your passion, but it never consumes what is truly from God. Behold, I am coming soon, bringing my recompense to repay each one for what he has done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Revelation 22:12-13. When the fire falls, your offerings become fragrant sacrifices, pleasing and holy. Offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Romans 12:1. Beloved, the fire on your altar is not about perfection. It's about purification. It's God's way of saying, I want your heart more than your performance. The altar fire challenges you. Are you willing to lay down your plans? Are you ready to let go of control? Are you prepared to trust Him fully? He who is united with the Lord is one with Him in spirit. 1 Corinthians 6:17. This fire transforms you. It makes you holy, passionate, and purposeful. Refine me, Lord, but keep my heart. The altar is burning again, and it's calling you to deeper surrender. Walk through the fire, offer your purest worship, and watch how God's fire shapes your destiny. Chapter 4. The fire ignites your purpose. Beloved child of God, fire on your altar is not only about cleansing, it's about calling. God's fire ignites your purpose and sets your heart ablaze with destiny. When the altar burns, distractions fade and clarity rises. The fog lifts and you begin to see your God-given assignment with fresh eyes. Your eyes will see the King in His beauty. They will behold a land that stretches afar. Isaiah 33:17. This fire fuels boldness to step out, speak up, and serve with passion. It's the spark that awakens the gifts and dreams God planted inside you. For it is God who works in you to will and to act according to His good purpose. Philippians 2:13. Don't mistake this fire for mere enthusiasm. It's a divine empowerment, a sacred force shaping your every step. Even when the path feels uncertain, the fire keeps you steady. It reminds you that you're called, chosen, and equipped. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10. Beloved, as the fire burns on your altar again, listen closely. God is calling you to arise and walk in the fullness of His purpose. Let the fire ignite your passion, fuel your faith, and propel you forward. Your altar is aflame, and your destiny is on fire. Chapter 5. Carry the fire beyond the altar. Beloved child of God, fire on your altar is not meant to stay confined. It's meant to ignite your world. The fire God places on your altar is a flame to carry, to share, and to spread. You were not called to keep this fire hidden or guarded. It's a light meant to shine in dark places, to bring warmth, hope, and breakthrough. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. When your altar is burning, your life becomes a beacon. Your words carry power. Your presence carries peace. Your testimony becomes a torch, lighting the way for others. Do not quench the Spirit. 1 Thessalonians 5:19. Guard this fire fiercely. Protect it through prayer, worship, and obedience. Feed it with the Word and the fellowship of believers. Let it burn brightly, not only for you, but for the world around you. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Beloved, your altar fire is a divine mandate to walk boldly, live passionately, and love fiercely. Carry the fire beyond the altar and watch God transform everything you touch. Chapter 6. Stay vigilant. Keep the fire burning. Beloved, fire on your altar demands vigilance. It requires daily tending, nurturing, and guarding. The fire God has placed in you is a sacred flame, one that can ignite revival or be quenched by neglect. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. Matthew 26:41. Don't allow distractions, weariness, or compromise to smother the fire. Keep your heart fixed on God, your altar set apart, your spirit alert. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders. Hebrews 12:1. Feed the fire daily through worship, prayer, and the Word. Refuse to settle for lukewarm devotion or routine. I know your deeds. You are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were one or the other. Revelation 3:15. Be relentless in guarding your passion and purpose. The fire you carry is a weapon and a witness. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Proverbs 4:23. Beloved, stay vigilant. Keep the fire burning. Your altar fire is the heartbeat of your destiny. Chapter 7. Rise as a flame bearer. Beloved child of God, the fire on your altar is your identity and your mission. You are called to rise as a flame bearer in a world longing for light. This fire will not only refine you, but will also draw others to God's presence. You will be called repairers of the breach, restorers of streets to dwell in. Isaiah 58:12. Step forward boldly. Carry your fire with courage and compassion. Where darkness looms, let your light blaze. Your altar is aflame again. The world needs what you carry. Let your light shine before others. Matthew 5:16. Rise, flame bearer. Ignite hope. Transform lives. The fire in you is unstoppable. Beloved, the fire on your altar has been rekindled, a divine flame meant to burn brightly and boldly. This fire is your strength, your passion, your calling. It will light your path and draw others to God's glory. Declare today, I am a flame bearer for God. The fire in me cannot be quenched. I will walk in boldness, love, and power. My altar burns with revival and purpose. I carry the light that transforms darkness. Stand firm in this truth and watch God move through you. The fire is yours. Now go ignite the world.